Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michaël, and I work as a functional consultant in the professional services. Today's topic will be about the barcode scanner for your warehouse, advanced workflows and configuration. So let's review together what will be today's agenda. So we will first have an introduction where we will see first what are the main principles of the barcode scanning in Odoo, what is the hardware that you should be using when you are setting up barcode scanner configuration with the Odoo app. And then we will see also what are the implications of putting into place such a system. Internally speaking, for a company, what are the elements that they have to take into account in terms of internal processes or hardware that they have to set up, or in terms of infrastructure. So that will be in the introduction. Then we will review together the main use cases that we will use for the demonstration. And of course, before going into the demonstration itself, we will review what is the configuration of the barcode scanner app within Odoo and what are the different parameters that you have to set up to make sure that everything works properly. So that will be the main topics. Then we will conclude quite quickly on everything that we have seen, and then there will be, of course, question and answer in the end of the presentation. So if you have questions, please take note of these questions, and we will answer the questions in the end. So let's move to the introduction, and of course, we cannot speak of the barcode scanner app without speaking of the Odoo inventory refactoring. Because this is an app, of course, that falls into the inventory app that was refactored for V11. So there will be some changes in it. And of course, when we heard that the R&D department was starting to refactor the inventory app, our first thoughts were okay, maybe we are going to have some issues with our users, and they might have a smile on their face, but it might end up very bad. So That was our first thought, of course, but moving on and taking a deeper look at the Odoo Barcode app in V11, we realized that, in fact, the R&D department made a great job, and we are going to see together why this is a good application to use within Odoo. So why should you use the Barcode app from Odoo? I think it's really the app that will help you to boost the productivity of your employees. Meaning that you will be able to quickly move products in the inventory from one location to another using the Barcode app. It will help you to quickly encode and find the products, serial numbers, picking and packages that you have in your warehouse. And also you will be able to take wherever you want the Odoo application on mobile devices. Because as you will see in the main principles of the Barcode app in Odoo, we have what we call, and that's the first principle that I want to present, we have optimized views using the Barcode app. Why they are optimized? First, because we want the view of the Barcode app to fit to any mobile screen so that you can use it on a mobile computer scanner. And also because we want it to fit to a smartphone size screen on a mobile computer scanner. Of course, the second thing is that we have optimized the views because we want the operator to see as much information as possible when he's moving goods within the warehouse. So as you can see on the right of the slides, you have the regular view that you now have in V11, where you just have two tabs, one tab for the operations and another tab for the additional information. And in the operation tab, you just have the number of units for a given product that you have to move. And if you want to have the lot detail, the information of the destination and the source location, you have to open the lot detail. I don't know if you see it, but just here. There is a small button that helps you open the lot detail. So you do not see all the information at a glance. And for that reason, as you can see on the left of the slide, we have the optimized view for the Barcode app, where you will have an extra tab, which is called the detailed operations, where you will have all the information that you need when you move the products, serial number per serial number or lot number per lot number. So it will be really handy when you use the Barcode app to see all the information at a glance. So that's the first principle. We have optimized views with the Barcode app. The second principle is that you have what we call the predefined steps, or a given path that you have to follow to move the products from one location to another. So it means that you are going to follow a given path and you are going to iterate those operations to make sure that you process all the products that you have within one picking. So as you can see, when we are willing to transfer a picking, we will first scan the barcode of the picking. It opens the picking to be edited. Then you will scan the product, you will scan the lot number, and then you will scan in which destination location or source location you want to take or put the product that you have. And you will reiterate that operation until you have processed all the products within your picking, until the validate function, of course, in the end. So that's the path that you will follow if you have already created pickings in your warehouse. So for instance, if you have validated a sales order, there is a delivery order attached to it, and you will process the delivery order and the units that have been reserved by the system. The other possibility that you have is that you can, of course, quickly create internal transfers using the Barcode app. So that's the second path that you can follow. Directly starting from the main page of the Barcode app, you can scan a source location. So if you are physically in your warehouse and you want to move one product from one location to another, you will first scan the location where you are, take the product, scan this product, and then scan the destination location where you put this product. This way, the system will automatically create for you a picking that will generate the stock move from one location to another. So you either have a path that you can follow for pickings that already exist, or you have another path that you can use when you want to quickly create internal transfers on the fly in the warehouse. So that's the second principle. These are the predefined steps that help you follow a given path to transfer your products. And then the third principle that helps us to be very efficient when using the Barcode app is that you have barcode shortcuts, which means that we have added in the system some barcodes that you can use to trigger some actions that you have in the view. So this is really to avoid the operator to switch from the barcode scanner and then go back to the touchscreen interface and having to click on the different buttons that you have in the interface. So it means that with those barcodes, you can click barcode shortcuts, you can quickly activate and you can quickly click on the different buttons that you have in the interface, such as the edit, save, validate button, validate lot. So this way, you make sure that the operator only uses the barcode scanner and is not going to have to touch the screen or use the backend interface to process the picking. So that's the third principle. So now that we have the main principles to understand how the Barcode app is organized, it's of course important to talk about the different options that are available for you when it comes to the hardware setup that you have to put into place. So in fact, we have three options available when it comes to the hardware. The first one, which is of course the most expensive one, but the most flexible one, is the mobile computer scanner. So it means that you have a mobile computer which is embedded within the barcode scanner, which helps you to carry everywhere in the warehouse the barcode scanner and the Odoo application in any corner of your warehouse. We have some recommendations when it comes to choosing a mobile computer scanner. Of course, we do recommend to have the latest version of Android OS. We also recommend to use the Mozilla or Chrome internet browsers. And of course, this is something that can really come handy for an operator. It's that it has a capacitive screen, because just before I said we have barcode shortcuts, but sometimes it's always useful to being able to navigate within the application quite quickly. So instead of having a resistive screen, we definitely advise you to look for mobile computer scanners that have a capacitive screen, like I would say on any smartphone today. Then the second option that you have, that is less costly, but also a bit less flexible in terms of where you can move in your warehouse. It's a Bluetooth scanner, which is paired with a local desktop or tablet. So that's a combination that you can think of. And then I would say the low-cost option would be a USB scanner paired with a local desktop. But it means then that I think the third option would be more advisable if you have really a small warehouse where you don't need to move a lot within it, or you do all the scanning operation on a given in a given place. So these are the three options. For my demonstration, I just took like a USB scanner, a regular one, connected to my desktop. We have some recommended models. This is not advertising. I don't have any interest in recommending one or another. It's just that we personally use the one on the left, the TC55, for all our testing. And we have already some customers that are using the TC70, which I think is a very reliable barcode scanner. It's a rugged one with a quite long scanning distance, and especially the big screen is very interesting because it helps you to easily navigate within the application. So that's really something that I can recommend. Again, beware, there is a Microsoft OS version, and I do definitely recommend the Android one, which is more easy to use with Odoo. So that was for the hardware, and of course, when you implement the Barcode app in Odoo, you have some implications, and not only implications in terms of configuration or hardware that you have to choose. It's also about being able and making sure that the internal processes that you put into place for the Barcode app and the inventory app are there so that everything works smoothly. So the first thing that you have to take into account is that you need to make sure, of course, that your Wi-Fi network has a sufficient coverage within the warehouse. That seems like something easy to understand, but this is something that we not always think of when we implement the Barcode app. And of course, if you are using the SaaS platform from Odoo, it means that you need to be connected on an ongoing basis so that you can benefit from all the features from Odoo. So really, this is something to take into account, making sure that the coverage of your Wi-Fi network is sufficient. Also, you will have most probably to make sure that each location that you have in your warehouse is tagged with its related barcode. And then you also have, I think, a big work that should not be underestimated is making sure that every product that you have has a barcode. Of course, it's very difficult to reach 100% completeness when it comes to having a barcode on your product, but you need to try to reach a maximum level of products having a barcode and put into place processes that will enable you to manage manually the ones that doesn't have a barcode. It means, of course, that you have to see from which sources you can get the barcodes for your different products. It could come from your supplier that directly attach a barcode to it, and that's the perfect solution for you. You can, of course, make sure with your suppliers that do not do that. If they could put into place some processes so that the products that they send you have a barcode attached to it, or otherwise, if your suppliers are not ready to help you with that process, you will have to internally, when at the point of entry, make sure that you put into place some processes so that you attach a barcode to your product when it comes into your stock. So that's at the information level. You really need to make sure that most products, if not all, have a barcode attached to it so that all the operations are very smooth. And then the last element that you have to take into account is that also, or are you going to assign the lot and the serial numbers onto your products when they come into stock? So again, first you have to see what will be the source of information. Is it your vendor providing you with this information, or is it going to be you assigning a lot number at the point of entry? And then the other things that you have to take into account is that do you have enough time when you receive the products to assign the lots and the serial numbers? Maybe it's easier for you to assign the lots and the serial number in a second step. So you will have to configure Odoo so that you don't have to enter any serial numbers when the products comes into stock, so that you just receive them and then you assign them in the second step. So that could be a configuration. Or another possibility for you would be to receive in advance the lot and serial numbers from your vendor, already create them in the system so that you can directly print them and reuse them when you receive the product at the point of entry. So you have different possibilities, and for every product category you have to make sure what would be the best process and what would be the internal procedure to put into place for the lot and the serial number assignation. So these are the different implications that I see like this. I'm sure you have others, and we can talk about that after the presentation, of course. So that was the introduction, and now let's see which use cases I'm going to use for this presentation. So first of all, I decided to take the example of a reseller of coffee machines, which helps me to have products with serial number tracking, some products with lot number tracking, but also products that doesn't have any tracking, because I think it's important to see the three different types of trackings that you have and how you should handle the different types within the Barcode app. And the first use case will be a recept and a delivery in one step. So here I'll buy the product directly from my vendor, and I'll have a recept within my main stock location, and I can receive product without tracking that I send to my customer, or I can receive a product with lot tracking that I also send to my customer. So I will do it in two steps, and when I will have the product with lot tracking, of course, I will have to assign the lot numbers at the point of entry. The other use case that I have, it's a recept and delivery in two steps. Here I will receive a product with serial number tracking. Then I will make the serial number assignation in the first step when I receive the product in the input location. Of course, as I said before, I could do it at the second step. So just here on the internal transfer, I could decide to have the serial number assignation at this step and just receive the product without any tracking at the first step. That would be a possible configuration that we could review just after. When I make the internal transfer, here I'm going to decide in which sub-location I put the different products that I have received. And then I will, of course, pick in the outgoing process the serial numbers that have been reserved, and I will put the items in a package in the end to be sent to the customer, because you will see that with the barcode shortcuts, we can quickly use the put in pack option that you have on the picking, so that you put the products in packages. So these are the two use cases, and I think now we can move to the Odoo database that I have to show you the configuration of the system. So here I'm in the Barcode app, but I'm going to move to the launch page. And one of the first things that you have to do is that you have to go in the inventory app, and in the configuration menu you have the locations. And on the locations, so I've created sub-locations for my main stock location. You have to go here in a sub-location, and for every sub-location you have to define what will be the barcode that will be used to identify this location. As you can see here, I've already added the barcode, so you have to do that on every locations, and you can directly from the list view print a document which is the location barcode document. So with this location barcode, you can print the location barcode that you will use later on for your receipts and your delivery. So that's the first step. The second step, of course, it's to make sure that at the product level, each product has a barcode attached to it. So for instance, here I'll take my coffee machine, my professional coffee machine, and as you can see in the barcode field, I already have a barcode which is attached to it. Something which is important here is that in the inventory, I've decided that this number is tracked by unique serial number. And of course, I've added some extra routes so that I automatically generate a purchase when I have a sale for this product. So as you can see here, it's tracked by unique serial number. This one is tracked by lot, and then the first one has no tracking attached to it. So that's the second step. You need to make sure that every product has a barcode attached to it and which tracking you are going to choose for this product. Maybe also when the inventory app is installed, it does not automatically install the barcode app. You need to tick in the settings the barcode scanner option so that it activates and it installs the related module. So this is something also you need not to forget. And then when this is done, what you have to do as well is that from here, from the barcode app, you can print the barcode comments. And so as you can see here, it automatically generates the different barcodes that you can use so that you have shortcuts to activate the different buttons and so on. So here, as you can see, I have the save, edit, discard, validate option, cancel, etc. So with these barcode shortcuts, you can directly call the different buttons that you have in the view. So when you have configured this, you are ready to receive products and to send them to your customers. So what I just did before is that I already created a delivery order for a customer and a purchase to my supplier with a receipt. So I have printed also. So for instance here, so I have printed the PDF report of the receipt that I have generated for a product without lot tracking. So when you are directly in the barcode scanning interface, and I just need to switch to English, you can retrieve the picking by directly scanning the picking barcode here, and it directly opens the picking view with also it's directly in editable mode, which means that you can directly start to scan the information, etc. What you can do as well, it's not mandatory to use and to print the PDF reports. You can also go back in the barcode interface, and it has been again optimized so that you can go and look for the operations, and so you will see at a glance the different operations types that you have in your warehouse. And for instance, here you see that you have 3 receipts that are ready to receive, and as I can see, I can also open here the incoming shipment number 3 that I also found thanks to the barcode. So you have 2 ways of doing it. You can do it with the barcode or you can do it manually, and it's very easy on a mobile screen because these are big buttons and you can easily navigate from one operation to another. So now that I have opened my receipt operation, what I need to do is that I'm going to scan my product's barcode. So I've printed a lot of papers. And so here I have the different barcodes from my product, so I can scan the barcode of my product. As you can see, it will increase the done quantity on the picking, so I can scan the 10 products. Okay, one last. Okay, so I've scanned all the products that I was supposed to receive, and now what I have to do is that I have to validate, of course, this receipt. So here I can use then the barcode shortcuts that I have, and then here I can use the button validate so that my receipt is automatically validated. So as you can see, I've done all the operations that I can do also in the backend interface using the barcode scanner. Now I can show you the difference that I have if I receive a product with lot tracking. So here it's a box of capsules. And in that case, then I also have to first start by scanning the product barcode. So I will scan the product barcode. So I will scan the product barcode. And here it's a bit different. So it opens a different view where I have the lot and serial number details, because when I have scanned the product, I need now to enter and to assign the different lot numbers that I have received. So in that case, I will, oops. So I will directly scan lot numbers. So let's say that I have 3 lot numbers 009. So I say that I have 3 quantity done with the lot number 009, and then I scan 2 items with the lot 0010. Again, I can use the button validate from the barcode shortcuts to close the lot and serial numbers view, and then I can click validate to receive the item in the stock. So now if I open another tab with the Odoo application, I can check that I have received my products in my inventory. And as you can see, if I open the inventory quantities, I have indeed received 10 units of the product cleaning liquid in my stock location, and I have received 3 lot number 009 and 3 lot number 010 for the Nespresso capsules. So as you can see, everything is in my inventory. Now that I have done that, I can switch again to the barcode interface. I can open the operations, and there I can see now that I have 2 delivery orders that are ready to be delivered to the customer. So let's say that we are going to transfer the one with the product with tracking by lot. And here, what I will do is that I open the delivery order in editable mode, and I will scan first the product. So again, it opens the view of the reserved lot. In that case, it already shows me the lot that have been reserved for this delivery order. And then I need, of course, now to scan the different products that I will process. So I need to say that I have processed 2 lot numbers with number 10 and 3 lot numbers with lot number 9. So of course, this is something important. This is the reservation of the system. So you can follow the reservation of the system and scan the items that have been proposed by the system. Or otherwise, what you can do is that you can also scan other lots that would be readily available for the operator. So it does not, there is no constraint here for you to use the lots that have been proposed by the system. You can, of course, use other lots using this lot serial number details, and it will, of course, consider that you have transferred the 5 units that you were supposed to deliver to the customer. But that's just, you have to see that as the reservation process as a proposal process. Yeah. 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 Yeah, and then to finish the operation again, I'll click validate, and I'll validate the delivery order to the customer. So by doing this, if I check again in my reporting in the inventory, and if I retrieve the inventory quantities, as you can see here, the Nespresso capsules were sent to my customer, and they are not anymore in my internal locations. So that was, I would say, a regular use case that you would have with a simple configuration. Now, what we can review together, it would be when we receive a product with serial number tracking, and when you are in 2 steps recept and 2 steps outgoing transfer. So again, I'm going in the operations. I still have 1 to receive. That's the number 5. And number 5, as you can see, it goes about serial numbers. So here, I'm going to scan the product barcode. It is also going to open the view if it, okay. Let's see. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't want to open the view. That's perfect. Okay, let's try one last time. Ah, perfect. What a relief. Okay, so now I've scanned the product with tracking by serial number. And as you can see, it tells me that I have to scan, of course, the serial number one by one, because you have a unicity on the serial numbers that needs to be preserved. So here, for instance, I'm going to scan serial number 14 and serial number 15. And again, I'm going to validate quickly the lot serial number details, and then I'm going to validate the reset. And again, if I check in the inventory, in my reporting, if I retrieve the inventory quantities, as you can see, I've received the 2 serial numbers, but also it's not yet in my main stock location. It has been first received in an input location, and now the next step for me will be to transfer from the input location to the sublocations where I'm going to store the 2 different serial numbers. So in that case here, again, I'm going back to the barcode interface in the operations. Here, I'm going to open an internal transfer from the input location to the... Oh, okay. Okay. Starts to be difficult. Oops. Bon. Je sais pas, j'ai plus internet. Attends, je crois que c'est bon. C'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon. Oops. So, I go on the internal transfer, and now I'm going to assign the different locations on the products. So here again, I open the internal transfer. I scan the barcode of the product, and it opens the view with the serial numbers. So I'll scan the 2 serial numbers, and I'm going to put them in the same location. So I first need to validate the lot serial number detail. And when I've done that, I need to scan the location, the sublocation in which I'm going to put the product. So here, for instance, let's say that I'm going to put the two serial numbers in rack number 2. And as you can see on the operation detail, it changes the destination location to rack number 2 because I've just scanned rack number 2. And then again, to finalize the operation, I'm going to validate the internal transfer, and the two products will be transferred to an internal location. So here, if I refresh the reporting of the inventory, as you can see, both products now are in rack number 2. If I group them by product location, they are both in rack number 2. Now what you can do, as I told you, is that from the barcode interface, you can create an internal transfer to transfer the products from a sublocation to another sublocation. So here, when I'm in the barcode scanning interface, what I can do is that I can, for instance, scan rack number 2. It will open a new picking that is being created by the system. And then I can say that I'm going to transfer one Nespresso machine that I just received from one location to another. And here again, I have to specify which serial number I'm moving. So let's say that I'm moving serial number 15. And then I validate the operation. And I can then, when I have reserved the product, I can select in which location I'm going to transfer this product. So in that case, let's say that I move it from rack number 2 to rack number 3. So I scan rack number 3, and then I can validate the operation. So, yep. And again here, if I check in the inventory, I'll see that I've moved one serial number from one location to another. So if I group by product and by location, now my coffee machine can be found in two different locations. So as you can see, there is a quick creation possibility for the internal transfers to move products from one sublocation to another. So now let's finalize this example by now picking the products first through the pick operation. So here, if I open the pick operation, it tells me that I have one product reserved to be sent to the customer. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to first scan the product barcode, and and I'm going to scan lot number 14, and I'm going to validate it and send it to first an output location. Here it asks me to create a back order because I didn't process all the quantities. And then if I go back in the operation, I now have a delivery order to do. Probably this one. Yeah, that's the one with again with my serial number 14. And here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put in a pack the serial number that I'm going to send to my customer. So again, I scan my product. I scan my serial number 14, and then I validate. And when I have validated, I can use another barcode shortcut so that I can put the product in a pack. Although I see that it didn't refresh properly. So let me check. Packages. Okay. Yeah, okay. I have one option missing. So as you can see, you can configure packages directly from the inventory settings. And with that, it will add an extra button so that you can put the different products that you send to your customer into a package to more easily track this package that has been sent. So I'm going to refresh the view. Okay, and there you go. Okay, and then I click again button pack. And if I do so, as you can see, on the line, it has been processed, and it directly puts the products that I've processed into a package. And then I can, of course, validate my delivery to the customer. And then my flow is over here. So these are the two different use cases that I wanted to present. And as you can see, I think it's pretty easy. Of course, I had to switch from one sheet to another. But I think in the warehouse, everything is in its place in terms of barcode. And also you've seen the quick creation possibility using the internal transfer and the source location to directly move one product from a location to another. So the slides will be shared online, and I've given you here a quick checklist of what you have to configure to make sure that it works. We've just made the demonstration, so let's conclude. I think it's an easy to set up barcode app, which is compatible with quite a lot of different hardwares and software. So it's just that you have to take into account the different parameters that I just explained at the beginning, especially the compatibility with, let's say, Android, different internet browsers, etc. You can use that in many different transactions. I haven't showed it right now because I didn't have the time to do it, but the barcode is also active in the MRP application. So if you want to scan the consumed lot numbers or serial numbers, you can also use the barcode app in the MRP. And also, as you have seen, we can quickly configure out of the box using the Odoo settings. 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps recept. You can have the packages, the lot, serial number tracking. So it's pretty easy to quickly get to I would say a tricky configuration using the different settings that you have out of the box in Odoo. And then finally, yeah, that's a bit the same, but that's the fact that the flows can be easily customized. And if you have a more specific use case, we can review it afterwards. Like for instance, when you don't want to, let's say, assign a serial number at the first step and just assign the serial number at the second step, we can review together. We can do that. So now it's time for a question and answers session. So time for questions. Yes. Sorry, could you repeat? Yeah. Okay. So I think that if you want to generate in advance lot or serial numbers, sorry, not in advance, right on the spot. Yeah. Okay. You have to have already the barcodes printed. That's the way Odoo standard work. But what I think it wouldn't be that complicated to add an extra functionality so that it automatically generates the different serial numbers. No, we don't have a barcode for that, unfortunately for you. Yes. That's a good question. I think already by default, everything that you will do using the backend interface is going to be automatically adapted to a mobile screen. The only thing is that it's not perfect in terms of adjustment to the mobile screen. What you have to do usually is that within a regular view, you will, if I'm not mistaken, you will integrate what we call a Kanban mobile view. So you have a specific type of view that you need to integrate within the original view. So for instance, here, when you have the regular picking view, there is a Kanban mobile information that you need to switch to this interface, which is sometimes simplified or magnified because you need to have a bigger information on the screen and so on. But I think this is something that is managed directly by Odoo, by the framework, by the JavaScript framework. That that becomes to be very technical. So I would advise you to check with Simon Lejeune, who's the one working on the barcode scanner, with Pierre Masserel. Both of them worked on that. But I think that basically, if I'm not mistaken, they can identify that. So because a barcode scanner works a bit like a keyboard in the end. It's sent, yeah, more or less. But here, what they do is that they analyze how fast it goes in terms of information, and they know that they face a barcode scanner, and they need to input that information in a specific way. Then I think, as I said, we have predefined steps that you need to follow so that it records the right information right on time. But here, if you want to change the predefined steps because you want to add extra information, etc., you will need to tell that you want to input that field or that other fields when you can see that it's a barcode working with the interface. But technically speaking, how it should be done, I think it's probably better to check that with Simon and so on. Okay? Yes? And then I'm going to move to the right. Yeah.
I'm new to this, but do you not use the camera, smartphone, or tablet?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good question. That's something I think I forgot to mention with the recommended models that I have before. That's one of the advantages of the TC70 or the TC55, is that you also have a camera from which you can take pictures, and it's very interesting when you have receipts with damaged items and so on. You can ask your operators to take a picture and record it using the chatter on the picking. So that's one way of doing the things. To scan the barcode. Okay. 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 It works. Okay. So I have the confirmation here that it works. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. 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 Okay. Yeah. Mm. I don't want to say something that wouldn't be true. So I haven't tested that. Probably it works, but we have to again to check that with Simon. Yeah. Sorry? Okay. Good to know. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe I can show you that. So when you have that type of thing to manage, in my opinion, you. Yeah, so the question was, okay, if I receive from the vendor a list of serial numbers and lot numbers in a spreadsheet, how do I manage that into Odoo to import it and to prepare the information for my operators? So there are two things to do. So the first one is that in the configuration, on the operation types, let's say I take the recept operation type, I have two options here for the serial numbers and the lot numbers. I have to say on the operation type if I want to manage existing lots or if I want to create new lots, or I can combine both options on a specific operation type. So in your case, I think that you should tick the option use existing lots and serial numbers, because the idea would be to first import in the master data the lot serial numbers that you have received from your vendor, and then you would be able to retrieve directly on the operation the lot serial numbers that you have created in advance. I think that would be the best way. And to pre-create the lot serial numbers, you have to go in the menu master data lot serial numbers and create an import using your CSV file. But you need to change the option on the operation type so that at the recept you can use existing lots. What I would not advise is to combine, create, and use existing lots, because it can be, I would say, dangerous in terms of configuration. Yeah. Other questions? Yeah.
So in your example, you were receiving three products and you scanning the
Mm.
line,
Mm-hmm.
when you have to receive $100,
Mm-hmm.
you will make much
Yeah.
to scan.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning to make a better interface so that you can scan in one line
Mm-hmm.
and then keep the time 100?
Yeah, I showed it with the barcode scanner, but of course you can always go in the interface and change the numbers and say that you've scanned the first lot, for instance, and that you change to a 10 to 100 directly through the mobile interface. That you can already do it. Otherwise, you have another option, which I did not present. It's what we call the barcode nomenclature. I don't know if you heard about that, but the thing is that you can predefine a nomenclature so that you can say, when I receive this product with this barcode, I will automatically input 5, 10, 100 units. So you can predefine also barcodes that will automatically fill the quantity information. That would be also an option. But you can, of course, here I've shown everything with using the barcode, but you can change manually the information of the quantities using the mobile. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that yeah. I think it's not over. I mean, we will continue to improve it. That's for sure. I don't know in which direction exactly we will go. That again, you would have to see. And in that case, with Laura Pirot, who's the product owner for warehouse inventory, and you would see with her what are the plans for the. I think first what they are working on is easing the move of packages to make sure it's easier, and then probably it will be about adding new shortcuts so that you go faster using the barcode. Yeah. No, there is only one for the moment. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Each vendor has a barcode as its own. Mm-hmm. 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 For the moment, we don't have an option for that, but that's a good point that we should consider. Mhm. We support almost any barcode type, so that there is no limitation on the type. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's linked to the barcode nomenclature, where you define the types of barcode that you handle, and we have almost any type of barcode that can be handled. But so, as you said, we should probably consider the fact that for a single product, you can have several barcodes coming from the different vendors. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The only thing is that when you receive and you assign a package at the receipt, you need first to scan the products that are in the package, and then you need to create it. Yeah, to create it in Odoo. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how much time. How much time left? 5 minutes. Okay, so we still have time for. Sorry, could you speak a bit louder? Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's well seen. This is going to be improved. That's a feedback that I made. So the view is not perfect for the moment, I think. It should only show the 3 and the 2 units that I have scanned, and not the reserved column. But it's under correction. So it's mhm. Yeah, it's also under correction. That's something. Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. It was the stock of the other product. It moved from rack number 2 to rack number 3. I still have the product for the moment in rack number 3. Ah, okay. You mean in the yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it doesn't change the header because the principle is that you come from one source location and it goes to the main stock location, and afterwards you could scan different products going to different sub locations. So it remains the main stock location in the picking. You're right, but it's normal. Okay. Yeah. But since we have 1 minute left, I will probably leave the space to the other speaker, but I can answer other questions when leaving the room. So no problem. Thank you very much.